Welcome to the Bear Down Level Up podcast, where we take you behind the scenes of logistics brokering and interview the brightest minds in business and logistics, sharing secrets to success so you can bear down and level up. Let's go.
Welcome to Bear Down Level Up podcast. I am your host, Desmond Clark, and we're here with co-host Louis Santana. Hey, as we always do, every time you join us, we're going to take you behind the curtain of Bear Down and tell you about the craziness that's going on and everything that we're doing. And then we have interviews with some of the best in the industry and some other people that's just starting up in the industry. And then, of course, we got to go to Corey's Corner before we finish off with the last word. But before we go behind the curtain, let's hear from our sponsor.
At Bear Down Logistics, we don't just move freight, we move standards. For the brokers who are serious about their craft, the ones who don't guess, don't scramble, and don't chase, but execute with precision, discipline, and purpose. Bear Down Logistics was built for you because when you're operating at a high level, you don't need more options. You need the right partner. And for leaders responsible for moving freight inside your organizations, from sprinter vans to full truckloads to the most complex heavy haul and super load projects in the country, you don't get paid for average. You get paid for certainty, for execution, for getting it done right the first time. That's where we come in. At Bear Down Logistics, we specialize in solving the problems others can't. We bring clarity to complexity, and we execute the details in excellence consistently over time. That is the process of greatness. So if you're a broker looking to level up or a decision maker who refuses to leave execution to chance, it's time to partner with a team that operates like you do. Bear down and let's level up. Visit us at beardownlogistics.com. Again, that is beardownlogistics.com.
All right, Louis, let's go behind the curtain. Something that we always talk about. We always talk about, hey, how can we make it easy on our customers? Like, I think Staples came up with it, the easy button. Boom. Yeah. Let's hit the easy button. When you think about that, how do you, when you go into a conversation with somebody and through that whole process of, hey, we have an opportunity, we're having a conversation, and then the execution of it, how do you think about how do you make that easy, be the easy button for the customer?
I think for me, I get fixated on solving the problem for them in the conversation. So I like to, when I'm listening to them, I'm listening to what they have to say, like what they have going on, and trying to solve a problem. That's where you add value.
So let's do this. Let's not make it hypothetical, and I'm gonna put you on the spot. Give us an instance where, hey, there was a problem that was on the table, right? And they came to you, or they didn't. This is just at the beginning stages of having the conversation. They need to move something or whatever it is. What are one of those issues that somebody had that you was able to say, all right, give all of this to me. You sit back and relax. I'm gonna make it easy on you.
I would probably say the project from New Jersey, Illinois.
Okay.
But that all came about because someone else, and another company had dropped the ball, so they came in. They were already, eager to figure it out, and it was they were having trouble trying to get someone to take over the entire project, pretty much.
Right. So what was the scope of the project? Kind of the magnitude of that project, so everybody knows.
Scheduling, managing well over 300 drivers and loads.
Okay.
So, but also working with their team at the same time. Not, we didn't know each other. We just all came in and started working together. So it was just kind of putting together a system and process to make it work. Yeah.
So let's go through that. You come in, there's this 300 load project going from New Jersey to Illinois. And like right away, it's like, we need somebody right now because whoever we were working with dropped the ball.
Right.
You say you came in and put systems and processes together. What system, what process, and you had to coordinate this with their team,
which I had never worked with before. So you're talking a team of, I think, 3 from their side. And then I brought somebody else on. So it was about 5 people. Honestly, I just kept it pretty simple and just got one spreadsheet, and I said, we're going to put everything on here. Every piece of detail, whatever I add, it was a shared spreadsheet. We just added all the information as we went, and we still use it till this day.
And that information that you had to put on there was what?
Container number, pickup and delivery dates, the dimensions, the weights, and I would have the carriers put in, so the carrier names, and then I had a section where it would be labeled picked up or scheduled, picked up, en route, delivered, invoice, paid. So it was in the entire process. Anybody, you would sometimes, I would send you the link just so you could see what was going on, and you cross-reference it with what we got invoice. And it was just, that was a moment there where I had never worked on a project that size, right? In the time that I've been doing this, and I had to think quick, and I had never thought of doing it that way. It was just something that kind of developed within a couple hours.
Right. Because if I remember correctly with this, it was kind of it was a little chaotic. Like they had a group of three, a team of three, and it's like, who do we talk to about this, and who's sending this information, and so you brought it all together through this spreadsheet so everybody could be getting the same information at the same time, and that kind of smoothed everything out.
Super. Yeah. And then everybody, I think it was the effort that everybody put in the sense of like respect and knowing, okay, this is who is going to put the containers on the spreadsheet.
Right.
And then this is who's going to book them. And so everybody knew their position from the very beginning. It's literally maintained that same structure.
Would you say that's the reason why we still have that account? And I know who you talk. It's our biggest client.
Yeah, and I would say yes, because of the fact that when they know that we get the whatever it is, we get the project, we get the phase of that project, they know it's going to get done.
Right.
They don't have to worry about it. They can check in it, on the spreadsheet and know that it's taken care of.
And I know some of the other things for us that we try to do to make life easy on the customer. Like they don't have to, but they do sometimes go onto our links to see where all of the trucks are at.
That's another column as well, is the macro points we put on there, which was a huge selling point for us as well, is the macro points. So I have Laura coming in every morning, and the first thing she does is turn everybody's macro points on for that day.
Right.
Absolutely. So this is like a one-stop shop for everybody.
Right. And they're doing the macro points that's been ran through our TMS, Alvis, by the way.
Yeah.
So they make it easy that we can go right into our TMS, and everybody else is seeing it through macro point, but through our TMS. So everybody's on the same page.
Yeah.
And we still give the check calls. We still do all of that stuff. But if they want to go on there and look for themselves, because people get nervous about their freight.
Of course. Stuff for sure.
Yeah, like there's deadlines, there's project management. This piece of freight has to get there by this time so they can start all of their work wherever that project is at. And on the other side of this, for me, we try to make it easier on you guys, so you don't have to worry about billing. You don't have to worry about paperwork. You don't have to worry about, hey, if a driver is calling in about, again, payments or something like that. No paperwork, no talking to people after it's delivered. All that stuff is now on us, so you could keep, moving forward with the project, and not all of the maintenance and all that stuff on the back end. So I know that's the team in the Philippines that keep you guys moving in that way. So if we could make it easy on you guys, now you guys can make it easy on the customer.
Exactly.
And so forth and so on. So
I think the easy button to kind of wrap it up in that section, the easy button starts internally.
Right.
Because if it's not easy for us to go out and feel comfortable selling the services that we offer, because we feel like it's too much of a madhouse in-house, then we're not going to be able to sell it.
Right.
But if we feel like, hey, we're relaxed, I got a good team behind me, and billing's under control, Des is good leader, like we can keep going. Okay, I'm going to go out there and get it because I know what's behind me.
Right.
It's like an army.
And now that I think about it, just how you said on the spreadsheet that you created, and like you said, they still run with this spreadsheet to this day.
Yeah.
Everybody knows their roles or what information they supposed to put in. And I was just thinking about it as you was talking, the same thing with us. You guys know exactly who to call for this.
Right.
Or hey, I'm missing something. Well, I call Luis.
Mhm.
Or hey, we got some problems with the leads. I call Hart. That type of stuff. And if it's like I said, if it's easy for you to do your job, then it's easy for you to do the job for the customer. So
For sure.
I got to dap you up real quick, man.
What do you got?
I think I told you earlier, we've had the biggest month in company history. As far as revenue, as far as profit, and that's big, man.
That's huge.
That's big.
Huge.
And I'll go ahead and we've had a little debate whether we're gonna say the number or not.
It's big for us.
I don't give a damn. It's 1.2.
1.2 million to 1 month.
If
Okay.
hold on,
There you go.
no. If they let me just give it to them. It's 1.199740. Because you was like, if we had another $260, it'd have been a 1.2 even. I was like, oh, if I knew that, I would have messed with the number. I would have invoiced something just to. But that's our biggest month. And coming from where we came from, I know when you first came on, we were probably doing like 200,000 a month, 300,000 a month, and then it just continuously got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. To the point now, 1.2, we celebrate it, but I know how many of you think we already know what's going on down the road and what's going to be going on down the road. So we already looking for, something bigger than that. But I think it's important to stop and just say, we just hit a nice accomplishment.
Couple seconds and then we get back to work.
And then get back to work. Yeah.
But you know why? It goes back to the easy button. Because from day one, and I think you can reference this in the first episode or second when we talked about me and Des and how we met, he passed on the easy button. He said, "What do you need from me?" So that you can grow and you can do what you're going. Did I think I was going to be able to grow I had an idea. I knew the potential, right? And Des was able to allow me to come onto the platform and say, "Do what you got to do. Let me know what you need."
Right.
And then that's what made it easy.
And look, yes, the easy button. You can have the easy button all day if you don't know what the hell you're doing. The easy button, it don't work for nobody. So we were in a meeting the other day, just yesterday, and one of our values for Bear Down Logistics is being humbly courageous. And what I mean by that is we're good at what we do. We are pretty effing good at what we do. And we can't back down from that. And we have to let people know that we're good at what we do. Not because we're cocky, because we're confident. And I believe confidence sells. And we're not saying that to say that we're better than anybody or anything like that. We just know in this house that we're building, we're fucking good.
Yeah.
And because we're good, let me back up. Because you're good, because Corey's good, because your team's good, because Corey's team's good, because my team is good, I get to go out and say that and say it with 100% confidence behind it.
Yeah.
It's not just hot air.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now here's where I want to pivot to, because we're talking about the wins. We're talking about being confident. How do you, Louis, actually win in logistics? How do you win? What's that formula for you?
Well, I mean, if you 5 years ago, it would have been a totally different answer. But now, a win for me is a successful partnership with another client, or with a client could be another leg of the logistics industry where we partner up and become a turnkey service for a client. That to me is a success. I wouldn't see success as a figure anymore. Before it was a figure. When I stopped focusing on a figure and focused on the partnerships, the relationships I was building a business, I mean,
The money's going to come, right? The money's going to come.
But it's so cliche because I've heard it before so many times. Just worry about this and the money will come. And it's like, tell me that when the bills are due. You know what I mean? Like, what do I do? Call my friends? But when I switched that mentality and I switched the way I do business to just being solely relationship based, it really did happen.
How do you build those relationships so you can win?
Oh man, integrity. At the end of the day, you gotta perform. You gotta do what you say. Respond to emails.
Listen, how many times
I respond to emails? You got to respond to emails fast.
How many times have we heard that?
Yeah. And I will say this, and I think just making myself readily available. I mean, the reason I got one of my biggest accounts was because he told me, was like, he called me at like 9:00 at night one time. He's like, the reason why I got this account, because it was a partnership that we did. And he's like, the reason why I got this account was because the lady said, you're the only one that answers your phone in your industry at this time, because he's a whole different sector, logistics. And he goes, and in turn, so do you. So because I got blessed, I want to bless you. So let's work together. Let's get this done. Can you handle it?
That's crazy.
And it was just like that.
And it's
just like that. I was like, what the hell?
Simple little things, right?
Just answer your phone. Clocking out at 5. That's it.
This is not the industry. That's not the industry. I mean, unless you're a W-2 guy.
Yeah.
But if you here with no salary cap, meaning that you work on commissions. Yeah. You're always on call, and everybody can't handle that, right? For me, when I say how do I win in logistics, I go right back to what you said. First of all, you got to build trust. You build trust with speed. One way, the speed of actually picking up, answering, right? And when we was in this meeting yesterday with a client of ours, that was one of the things that they said.
Yeah.
Even if you don't have the answer at that time, just acknowledge, just reply, hey, I have your email. I don't have the answer, but I am working on it, right? And so the other way to build trust is just to do what you fucking say you're going to do. And if you can't do it, say that. Yeah. If you got to come back and be like, no, I told you. We had this yesterday, almost, but you was thinking more ahead of me. Like we wanted to quick pay a carrier.
Yeah.
Right. And we've been tinkering with our process of how we're paying people. We're trying to do it all the same way, so we don't have these eyeballs. Well, this person get paid this way. And you say, hey, they want to get paid, and they want to get quick pay. So now that we're on this platform, the quick pay on that platform is 2%. Internally, we always charge
Hall pay.
Yeah, Hall pay. We always charge 3%.
Yeah.
So when I noticed that and I called you, I was like, well, we can't tell them 3% one time and then 2% the other time.
Right. I mean, be like back several months ago, because we were still kind of like, building relationship with carriers and making people, but now we gotta build uniformity.
Exactly. And here's the thing. And when we talk about building trust, it's the consistency also. We actually lower our rate down to 2% so it can match Hall pays.
Yeah.
So it's always having that consistency. And I was doing the numbers on that 1%, and that 1% is like, I want to give out that 1%.
Yeah.
But we just got to make it consistent.
You look at it annually.
Yeah, it's big.
It's a lot.
And then another thing for success or how to win in this industry is finding your lane. What is your lane? Not what everybody else is doing, not what you hear on a podcast that made somebody else successful. Those things can become distractions. Figuring out what it is that I'm going to be the expert right here. And I think that's why you've been successful, because I know when we first got started, it was some things that came your way and he was like, yeah, nah, I don't want to do that.
Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah. You don't just and it doesn't mean that you're going to stick in that lane forever. It just means that you're going to master that. You're going to build as many relationships as you can with that. And then from there, you'll find yourself, and then you'll be a master of, or jack of all trades, I guess.
Right.
5 years ago, if you ever told me I was going to do anything around drage, I would have thought you were crazy.
Right.
And
now you're doing OOG, which
now I'm doing OOG.
I didn't even know what OOG was. 6 months ago?
Yeah.
And you was like, OOG. I'm like, what the hell is OOG? Out of gauge, but it's just heavy haul for dredge. Yeah, oversized, over-dimensional for dredge. So you're continuously evolving, you're continuously learning.
As long as you allow yourself to. Because I could have had that closed mentality, and sometimes I told you, no, and we would have not got this big client. But because I was willing to open up, I mastered one niche. I said, let me just see what's up. And then, the floodgates.
And now we have people coming to us saying, hey, let's have a conversation about what you guys actually are good at, so we can go out and we could work together and we could bring that type of opportunity in-house.
That's my favorite now. Like, that's my thing now, is like what we have going on in next week's meeting is just like forming this team of like, you offer that service, you offer this service, we offer this. Let's come together with your marketing, my marketing, and let's just bring it together. We know that we can bring a literal turnkey service for this client. And it's just a powerhouse. To me, it makes so much more sense than anything else.
And you can be so much more intentional when you know your lane, right?
Yeah.
And so they know our lane, but they don't know it to the point of, all right, when we go out into the market, when we're talking to people to identify, this is exactly what they do. They know we do heavy haul, right? But they want to know exactly, hey, what types of materials and not materials, but what type of freight do we move and we do at the highest levels? Right. So when they're out in the market, because they're warehouse, storage, transloading, all of that, they want to know what can they go out and focus that will help them and help us at the same time. And that's a true partnership.
For sure.
Yeah. You once wanted to start your own company.
I did. Yeah.
All right. And obviously I was like, nah, come over here. Don't go do that. Come over here and come work with me and we can just be partners.
He's like, that's so weird.
When you was thinking about starting your own company, like what was that vision? What was that focus that you had when you was kind of putting that together in your mind? What was that going to be like for you? And I'm going somewhat with this.
Yeah, for me, it was because I had came from somewhere else and I managed, a team of guys, and I saw a lot. My main thing was a slow, gradual, growth. Right. It wasn't, I saw try to get everybody in, and it was a rotating door. I mean, I was hiring, firing people. It was just to find the one guy and then keep them and then keep going. And then it was like, pulling chickens out of a coop, right? And so,
turn and burn.
Yeah, turn and burn. It was a revolving door. So for me, it was like when I open or if I open it, it would be just quality over quantity. You just take your time. And with my knowledge, I knew that eventually it would only take a certain amount of time where I could build the team up and get to where I was comfortable.
Right. And so I go there because like right now we're looking for that type of person that has that ownership mindset, that wants to own their own business, that wants to create their own entity. And that's what, when I first started with Bear Down Logistics, not when I first started. When I hired Corey, he had that vision of, hey man, I kind of wanted to, start my own one day.
Right.
And then after I seen him work and I told the story, he was the only one in there making any type of profit. I was like, okay, that's what I want. I want that person that has that, hey, I own my own entity and I'm building my own business. But now I also have this business partner that's helping me do it.
Yeah.
So as I think about building here with Bear Down Logistics, I look at people like you and Corey that have that mindset of, hey, I want my own thing, right? And then I just want to come in and say, okay, yeah, have your own thing. Let me help you build it.
Yeah.
And we just become business partners and we build this thing together.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So you build the platform and we'll form the tent. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Build this up, and that's it.
Yep. The foundation is laid. Let's come put some bricks on.
Exactly.
Yeah. So before we transition here and get into Corey's Corner, let's hear from a sponsor. And then once we hear from that sponsor, we're going to come back with Mr. Corey Davis and Corey's Corner.
This next segment is brought to you by Bear Down Logistics TMS Alvis. Just count the time your team spends jumping between tabs and spreadsheets, re-entering data just to move a single load. That's margin walking out of the door. The Alvis TMS has a complete fix for that. Trust me, they rescued me from the hell I was in with my first TMS I implemented when I started Bear Down. From tender to payment, your entire operation can live in one place. With built-in automation and intuitive workflows, freight operation teams across the country, including mine, are creating loads at under 2 minutes and getting 2 to 4 hours back every single day from these manual tasks. Start being less busy and become more productive. And let's get those loads loaded up and moved out. Go schedule your free demo. It was life-changing for me and Bear Down Logistics. Tell them Des Clark sent you, and that is Alvis, spelled ALVYS.com.
We're back with my man, Corey Davis and Corey's Corner. Corey, what you got for us this week?
Man, I got a few things. And first off, Lewis, I like the shirt. Magic.
Sorry, 7, baby. We got it.
How,
You don't like my shirt?
I like your shirt too, Des. I like your shirt too. I don't like bragging about it, but I do have a tattoo and it's a Magic logo.
No way.
Yeah.
Tell them where it's at. I don't want to know.
It's on my leg. You can't. I hide it. Be professional.
How high up your leg?
Okay. I got two things. The first one is the Artemis 2. Did you guys see the Artemis 2 go up? The rocket? We're in Florida.
I didn't see it. I seen some pictures and it looked weird. Like if you didn't know what was going on here in Florida and looked up in the sky and seen that, you would have probably thought some aliens was coming.
So yeah, I was at the hospital with my newborn son, and just a day later, that's when the Artemis 2 went up. I popped out, went up, and there's a few other people in the hospital as well. We all watched it go up. It was really fascinating. But if you don't know, it went around the moon. It was very historic. But it got me thinking, how much does it cost to send a satellite up into space? We're in logistics. We don't do space, not yet at least. I would like to.
Going to space.
Liability might be an issue, but
maybe
we do air freight,
now,
but we don't do space freight.
Yeah.
Now I grabbed they do it by size and weight and feet and all that, but they have a small, medium, and large. I'd like you to guess, and we're talking about satellites and stuff being sent up into space. How much do you think a small satellite costs to send into space?
Wait. As a broker,
Just the ride.
What are the dimensions?
Yes.
What are the dimensions?
It just says small.
Okay, I'm sorry, I won't be able to quote you on that.
Height, weight, all that.
And we need it tomorrow.
Oh man. Let's see. So what's the value of this thing? Is what you're asking?
No.
Well, just the ride to space, not the cost of the satellite, nothing like that. Just to get it on the spaceship and put it into space. Yep.
A small one. Yeah. Small one's got to be about the size of a house.
No, that's going to be more of a large one, just to give you an idea. So like a small one is, from what it looked like, it was going to be probably no bigger than a person. An average person. Yeah. There's like they call them CubeSats.
All right. So send that one up. I'm gonna guess 35 million.
Lewis?
No. I'm gonna go with 250. 250 million.
250 million. Okay. Maybe I should have given you the dimensions, and that's why the dimensions are important. The CubeSat, that's a smaller one. They range about 500,000 to $1 million. Okay. Now the medium and large ones, we won't do the medium. I'll just jump to the large ones. Now that is like the size of the house that you're talking about, the ones that you've probably seen on television. How much do you think it costs just to ship that to space?
Okay, I'm gonna go with 35 million. If the small one is 500,000 to $1 million, yeah, I'm gonna go 35 million.
I'll go with 100.
Okay, Lewis was a little bit closer, and I kind of put you guys in a blender there, led you astray, but it's 150 million. It says 50 to 150 million, but it's more on the higher side. And there's really only like 2 or 3 companies that even do this in America, SpaceX being one of them. So, but yeah, if you want to send a satellite into space, you're looking at a cool $150 million. That doesn't count the operations, the build out. It's a lot of money. It is a lot of money.
Did you research like that process? Like, I mean, they send them on space shuttles. Like, what is the transportation? What's that trailer look like?
Yeah, exactly.
So it kind of leads you. I did research that, and there is a little bit of a rabbit hole, but it kind of gives you a roadblock because a lot of it goes to defense military companies, like a Lockheed Martin of sorts, and you're kind of shut down after that. So you only know so much, and but yeah, I mean, it gets shipped. Yeah, there's.
And get the Russians and the Chinese our secrets of get stuff.
Yeah, there's a little bit of you can only go so far with how that operations works, but probably the way of the future, the way it's looking. I also wanted to talk about completely different subject. The NFL draft just happened. Des, you're an NFL player, and the Raiders
Expect a lot out of me on this one. I didn't watch not 1 second of the NFL.
I am not. They've orchestrated this thing into like a show. It's great to see those guys, get hired and get a paycheck. It's not for me either. But the Las Vegas Raiders have the #1 pick. Now, when you played, the Raiders played in Oakland, probably. Yeah, Oakland. Yeah. So that Las Vegas, I started thinking, okay, us being in Orlando, Vegas is kind of like the adult version of Orlando. Orlando's the family area. Vegas is more the adult. There's a lot of hotel rooms. How many hotel rooms do you think Las Vegas has? And Louis, I think you were just out there for some work, weren't you?
So you should have known that. You should have known, though. I was counting them. I didn't lose this cover. I hardly got halfway down the strip.
I'm go first on this one, Lewis.
Oh, man. I'm gonna go with 85,000.
What? Hell no. I'm going with 420,000.
No, dude. There's no way.
Okay, you guys are kind of in between 151,000 rooms in Las Vegas, and that's of last year.
That's last year.
And that's not counting Airbnb. That's not counting, all those. Yeah, that's just hotel rooms. Now, we're based out of the Orlando area. We've kind of grown up in Orlando. How many hotel rooms do you think Orlando has?
Well, based off
we get more visitors.
Yeah, but we're spread out.
And we're spread out.
Like Vegas is a strip. I'm giving you too much. Let me focus on my answer.
Well, hold on, let me interrupt real quick because you're saying.
Or you going back to
you close your chest. Give me the chat. Tell you nothing. That's your answer.
Give me some more information, Corey.
Well, let me interrupt because Lewis was kind of on the scent. This is just Orange County. So if you're not from Orlando, don't know the area, the parks, especially the Mouse, they're kind of on a county line. Orange County, this is just Orange County. Not Osceola, which would be like Kissimmee, where there's a lot of hotels, but just Orange County.
Yeah, because Walt Disney World borders Kissimmee, Orlando, Winter Garden,
You know what?
that whole area.
I'm gonna go 225. I'm gonna go up.
Des?
Orange County's big.
Yeah, Orange County is pretty big. But see, all of those hotel rooms, then you got like UCF over there.
Just the random suites.
Just the random stuff.
Yeah.
This is a trick question. So I'm gonna go even higher. I'm gonna go 300,000.
So per chat GPT, and I think it's wrong, but it actually shows up to be about 130,000 rooms. So just under Vegas.
Like club.
Yeah. No, I like
Yeah.
ChatGPT too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well,
No, I don't want the AI machines to start. You got all the SEO stuff going on, so one want to be like, we don't like ChatGPT,
We do,
so
we do.
they're gonna start bringing us up for our leads.
well, and that's just Orange County. So, I mean, there are in Osceola County, Kissimmee, those don't count towards that number. If we count that, I think we go way over that 150, almost probably to 200 if I had a guess.
It says something about Vegas because it's very like a dense area, right? It's very concentrated. So they got hotels sitting right on top of each other. And that just kind of gives you the scope of what Vegas is, a strip compared to an entire county.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I went over there recently, it still blew my mind. We were across the street from the Bellagio, and it was just like it was like a CVS. It was like a CVS. So we stopped in there, and behind, like, there was an entrance through the CVS to an entire mall, like that wrapped around it. And I was walking, I'm like, you don't even know that this is here, but this is how deep it goes. Like Vegas, in that one strip, it goes up, down, back, side, like it's just it's a never-ending cycle.
Vegas is Vegas. Vegas be Vegasing. Yeah.
Well, and I looked it up too, because I was like, well, what's the ratio, the Orlando to hotel room for the population? It's 1 room per 2 to 3 people. That's pretty crazy.
Wow.
No, this is in Orlando, just in Orlando.
Yeah, because Orlando population is only about 300,000, right?
Yeah, Vegas was actually a little bit more. It was like 1 out of like 5 or 6 people. So Orlando actually had the better ratio. Well, I say better, the closer ratio.
That's Orange County.
Just Orange County. Just Orange County.
So you're looking at more than just Orlando with Orange County.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I just wanted to round out, because I started thinking, after that too, is okay, what is the top 5 cities with hotel rooms? And I Las Vegas is 1, Orlando is 2. Can you guys name 3, 4, and 5?
With the most hotels, you said?
Most hotel rooms, yes.
Chicago's.
New York, Chicago, LA.
Those are all good guesses. Now, I don't know how they made this ratio, but they actually said Miami.
No, because you said ratio. Now, when you say ratio, I'm taking New York out because they have a bigger population.
Yeah.
I'm taking Chicago out also because of the population, and I'm taking LA out because of the population. Now, that's a little bit different. So Miami, so you got to look at that have like it's a destination, but their population is not as big. So I can see Miami being there. What's another big destination place? Atlanta.
That's a good guess. That's a really good guess.
And I'm gonna go with we gotta go Midwest somewhere.
Now, the term I used was per capita. When I say ratio, is per capita.
All right. Houston.
Houston, that's a good guess too.
Houston is like one of the more popular. I think they're 5th most populated, so I'm not going to go there.
Well, Houston's like Orlando, where there's a lot of like cities, different cities within Houston too.
I don't know. We threw out a bunch.
Well, Honolulu, Hawaii.
Destination.
Yep, destination. Miami, I already said that one. And then New Orleans is going to round that out.
Net destination plus smaller population.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, I didn't describe it. I should have said per capita. But yeah, and then New York actually does have the third most hotels at 120,000. So, I mean, you guys are on the right scent there. But
24 million people.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Better have those hotel rooms. But
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, cool, man. That was interesting. As Corey always does, bring the interesting, the odd, and the enlightened, I will say. So thanks for bringing that to us, Corey, enlightening us about the hotel population here in our own backyard and across the nation. And
the space information.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you haven't watched that just on video, even on YouTube, go watch it. It's extraordinary. But we get to see it out of our backyard. So that's Corey's Corner. And we'll be right back. The final word. But before we do that, let's hear from our sponsor.
If you're running a freight brokerage and still chasing payments like we were a few years ago before Hall Pay, dealing with carrier fraud or leaving money on the table, you need to check out Hall Pay. They give brokers like you and me flexible, non-recourse capital. Let me say that again, non-recourse capital. That's a game changer. Automated carrier payments and a verified payment network that protects you from fraud on both sides of every transaction. You can even earn revenue from quick pay. And if you work with small fleets, Hall Pay has carrier factoring programs for them also. So everyone in the transaction gets taken care of. It's the payment and finance platform built specifically for freight. Check out my guys at hallpay.io. That's spelled HAULPAY.io.
This is the final word. This time I have a video for you guys. Check that video out and we'll be right back.
Desmond, our goals are to improve my coaching staff and expand our team.
John, what's your championship this year? 10%. Gotcha. Have that passionate purpose that's going to drive you. We can all develop it. What are you trying to accomplish? What are you trying to create? What is it that you're trying to do? Whatever we believe in, freaking believe in it. I walk around and I see so much potential in people, but then they like stop short. It's like, oh yeah, but it ain't no freaking buts. It just believe in whatever you say that it is that you want to get accomplished. Just believe in it. Believe in it. And don't let anybody talk you out of your belief. Don't let naysayers take you away from the path that you want to go. Don't let all these freaking distractions that we have in this society take you to the sides. Stay aligned. Let your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions all point to the life that you're trying to create for yourself. And if we could take control of that right there, man, greatness is just waiting for all of us. Greatness is waiting for all of us. So let's go out. Let's be great.
All right, that was the final word. Hey, I will appreciate you guys showing up. Now go out there and show out. Keep bearing down and leveling up.
Thanks for listening to the Bear Down Level Up podcast. Be sure to click subscribe to get future episodes. Until next time, keep bearing down and leveling up.